If we find ourselves living or working in a culture other than our own, we often search for some really practical tools that can help us understand the local culture and work with people in that particular location. So Hofstede starts by talking about power distance, and that is to look at the hierarchical structures of the very place where you find yourself. Are they steep hierarchies? Are they flat hierarchies? And understanding this helps you to determine your position in those particular hierarchies and what your role is expected to be. Now, the next area that he looks at is things like individualism versus collectivism. Is the society that you're in, is it more inclined towards collective activity, or is it all about the individual? The third cultural dimension is that of masculinity versus femininity. Now, to what extent is a particular culture more orientated towards that of male decision making versus female decision making, or is it a combination of both? And the fourth cultural dimension is that of uncertainty avoidance. And we know around the world that some cultures want everything to be absolutely determined, whereas others are more laissez-faire in their attitude. The next cultural dimension looks at long versus short-term orientations in terms of political planning and the way in which people go about their lives. Is it focused on the here and now, or does it have a much longer orientation? And the final cultural dimension is that of indulgence versus restraint. And we know that in many cultures around the world, here and now is critically important, whereas for others, it's about some degree of restraint and it's about delayed gratification. Now, if there's something that we know about Hofstede's cultural dimensions, it's the fact that they have actually been criticised to some extent because it is limited. We need to look at all of these dimensions on a continuum. It's not an either or scenario. But if you do find yourself living or working somewhere new, it is a fantastic starting point to understand that new culture.